we're going to dive in quick. So, Tony, you want to call us into the show?
Absolutely. And by the way, congratulations and happy anniversary, David, and happy birthday to your wife. Always great listening to you, my friend, and many, many more years of health and happiness for both of you together and collectively. So, with that said, welcome to another episode. Today, this is the new and improved Amelia and Randy show. We are gathered here today. As we are every, listen, you guys really need to watch us on the live stream.
Before we had to.
you need to join us on the live stream because Amelia is dancing in and off screen. Randy's got a busted finger. He's like whining and crying about it. It's great. So if you've not joined us, oh my God, Amelia, you're cracking me up. Again, if you're not joining us and watching the antics here, you really need to check us out if you can, and I'll post it in the chat once I'm done yapping. But you can go to hashtag #GetUpAndGrow on YouTube and watch this, and of course you can also follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. So make sure that you're following us. And again, we thank you for being here. Again, of course, we're here from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as well, and again from 11 to 12. So join us here today. We're talking about and introducing or welcoming in the Memorial Day weekend with the wonderful Amelia Antonetti and I'm sorry, Labor Day. I wish it was Memorial Day. Then the one and only Randall Kenneth Jones of the Jones Show. So make sure you're following him as well, and make sure you're following everybody on this stage as well, because again, spreading that social digital currency is the thing to do, and that's how we support each other. So today we're going to be talking about this coming weekend, and it's time to relax and unwind. So, but hold on, before you relax and unwind, we encourage you, if you're watching us on social media, make sure that you're sharing this video. And of course, if you're joining us here on Clubhouse, we thank you so much for being here. And we encourage you, hit that little box at the bottom of the screen with the arrow. Oh my God, Amelia, you're sliding in and out of the screen. You guys got to jump in. Make sure that you're sharing this room to Clubhouse hallways so that you can awaken the algorithm, let everybody that follows you know where you are and what we're talking about. And there goes Randy wheeling off screen as well. Too freaking funny. And of course, we invite you to ping people in individually. That's right. Hit the little add friends button and bring people in that you know could and should be here. Amelia's blowing kisses. Randy is, bringing his dog on screen, Alexander, and giving him a kiss on the mouth. There you go. Good morning. So that's what we're talking about. It's the fun hour with Amelia, the new and improved Amelia and Randy show. So with that said, thank you again for being here. Share this out to everybody. Let's bring this room up. Let's bring up the vibe. Let's bring up the numbers and pass it off to the one and only, the amazing CEO of Designing Genius herself.
Got a dancing duck. How do I make the thing dance?
Well, listen, if you press and hold your picture, you can either put the little emojis or there's that little GIF button. Click that little GIF and you can search for little funny things. For example, check it out. I'm gonna do. So you can just put in dance. Check it out. This is a good one. I posted this one the other day. Here you go. There's mine. It's Yoda dancing. There you go. All right. Do or do not. There is no try.
Come online. People do not know how goofy and weird I really am. I am so goofy.
I know.
I know, Randy knows.
We love it. So join us. Come on in. Join the fun. And thank you again for being here. Amelia and Randy, over to you.
Gotcha.
I am a man with a boo-boo, therefore I'm close to death.
There you go.
No drama here.
Listen, Randy, it could have been the other finger.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been
that other finger.
Oh, no. She means the middle finger, I think. It's the Jersey salute, and Jersey, New York, anyway.
It crept up a little bit, but we're trying to be nice because you never know.
So you want a funny behavior thing about East Coast and West Coast? So East Coast people, when they give the bird, they go like this, right? Just use just the finger.
Okay.
When West Coast people do it, they do it but make actually a bird.
That is information I did not know.
There you go.
I think I may be from the Midwest because I'm kind of in between the two.
Flip you off because they tell you on how they make their fingers that they're from the East Coast.
I may be from the Midwest because I'm kind of a combination of the two. I'm not sure.
Midwest, they do it and then they just say "bless your heart." That's what they
right.
do.
That's right.
That's the South.
That's the Southern salute when somebody says, "Oh, bless your heart." They're really just saying, "Yeah, you
can say whatever you want about someone as long as you end it with "bless his heart." Yeah, you can do that. I'm
Okay, so Randy, what happened? What
Okay,
happened?
so-
You can't come on with this huge boo-boo thing and not tell us what
I
happened.
had abscess on my finger, and I had to go to the doctor at 8 o'clock this morning. And literally, they're like shooting it to numb it before they, do the stuff. And I'm literally acting like it's childbirth. And I mean, and I admit it. I freely admit it that I am an absolute disaster when anything healthcare. It's just not pretty. And my husband's words. No, here's Derek's theory. No, this is how bad Derek is, and he works for the doctor I went to. He's worked in healthcare his entire life. He wants to die first because it's easier that way.
It is.
Because he knows I'll take care of him. Once he's gone, he doesn't care what happens to me. As long as I'm there to care for him, he's good. But then after that, I'm on my own. So, and you're younger than me, so that means I'm coming to your house. So,
by the way,
you're welcome anytime.
Was that an abscess on your finger, or are you obsessed with your finger? I'm just still trying to figure that one out.
Oh, he's obsessed.
Obsessed. We can talk about. I'm obsessed with my boo boo. With my boo boo.
Okay. All right. So I want to know what you're diving into because I had a ferocious week of feeding my brain that I have to share with the listeners, right? Because I know everybody's going to dive into some of the things that I've been up to my eyeballs with. So what have you been doing all week, Mr. Randy?
Kevin can F himself.
Okay. Now you have to explain because
now,
I don't know what
Kevin,
that is. I've never
offended.
heard of it.
It's a TV show. Completed its second season. It's on AMC. It has Annie Murphy, who was in Schitt's Creek, basically Annie Murphy can only do a show that you can't talk about, without.
I love Schitt's Creek. I love that. Oh my God, so funny. Yes.
I love it. But it's Kevin can F himself. I'm obsessed with it because of its commentary on sitcoms. But what it just I don't want to give it away, but I have to give it away to really say what it is. It's shot two different ways. So when Kevin, and it's a spoof of a Kevin James type character, King of Queens, who does the same, that kind of show, the buffoon.
And who was it? That was Kevin James in King of Queens and
Leah Remini.
Who I love her.
Yeah, right.
Love her.
But
I think
this
she
is
is
a Kevin James sort of, that's kind of what they're doing. And every time Kevin James's character is on, it's laugh track, it's presented as a sitcom, it's cheesy, it's over the top, he's obnoxious. His wife is always put upon because the wife is always put upon in a sitcom. As soon as the character's gone, it becomes a dramatic series. The light shifts, and to me, what I'm fascinated with is this almost commentary about the facade. I mean, when you watch it and it's the facade, I mean, how many of us live that way? Social media is that way. The sitcom facade, we're laughing, we're enjoying each other. But then really, to me, the commentary is that as soon as the Kevin character is gone, there's reality. Here is the reality, and this is one miserable life.
Yeah. Well, you're actually touching a lot of wives actually who are miserable in their own life. And part of the reason, just to give a little knowledge, part of the reason for that, right? Men and women get miserable in their partnerships and relationships from a behavior standpoint is we start our relationship with a set of a story of what we believe it's going to be, right? And then we start out on that journey. And what happens is we never check back to update the story, right? And so when couples come to me and they're having problems with connection, meaning, belonging, intimacy, all that stuff, well, part of the reason is they identify as parents, right? We are parents. That's the main character in their story is parents. Well, if I'm trying to be intimate with you and I see you as a parent, that is not exactly food for the bedroom, right? And so we don't go back to change the story, right? So many people right now have the amazing opportunity to write this new chapter because their kids are going off to college and they're now empty nesters. But if you still identify with the story that you're raising kids, and don't go back to write the story of now you're going to be this amazing adventure couple or active couple or whatever. You've got to rechange the story that you're writing in your relationship often, or you get bored, it gets complacent, right? You guys now are like, ugh, this marriage sucks, or this relationship sucks. No, the story is what sucks. You can get rid of the story at any time and start writing a new story, but you got to come together to say, what is the story that you're writing? We're doing a lot of that in Designing Genius with a lot of couples as we speak now that are ready to write a new story because they've been in a marriage for 10 years, 20 years, whatever years, right? So now we're writing a new story and adding interesting characters, right? So we love when people are learning to take on a new character to come up with that alter ego. But that's just I just had to stop as a behaviorist for a second to be able to lean into that because the two-sided story, I love all those things because I'm always talking about the two sides of the situation. What you think is happening and what's really happening. You think is happening, what's really happening.
That's part 2 of Randy's obsession. Do you realize because of you, I can't simply just enjoy anything without trying to figure out why?
So I'm a joy killer? Is what you just said?
Oh my God.
I'm a joy killer.
I know that there's people on this show doing the same thing. I'm always looking for meaning. I'm looking
Tara, he's calling me a joy killer. I'm calling in my inner child. My inner child.
Absolutely not,
Randy.
I gotta tell you, no, I can't blame Amilya at all. As a podcaster, I am there trying to find out, looking for the best in people. I'm evaluating. It is a joyful way actually to live your life, to be able to try to understand, to listen, to ask questions. It's a phenomenal way to live your life. But because I do this with you and you've had such a huge influence on me for a year and a half, I've taken my sort of obsession with understanding the world and it just continues to rise. And the comment you made in the show about narcissism, you made a comment about, had I realized the whole thing about mentoring my children when they, that would have made a 10-year period with my kids a lot easier.
Yeah. So the good thing about it is, for those people who have access to type in the back chat, next week, I'm going to bring you some games, right? So we got a lot of talk. We've been talking about this whole week. We've been talking with Sally and all these different rooms we've been bouncing in, talking about narcissism and talking about the ego, talking about, same thing to the resistance, the sludge that we're in right now. And so I'm going to bring you guys a behavior game and a modification game. Here is your opportunity. Type in this back chat. What topic do you want the game on? It doesn't matter. Any topic. Tell me just what the topic is. And I'm going to bring you the game and bring some people to stage and move them through the game and the behavior modification so that you guys can see for yourself how fast this works. I keep saying I can unlock something in less than 11 minutes. We're going to do this together. So if you have access to the back chat, please, 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 all I need you to do is type the topic. And for the perfectionists out there, it does not have to be a perfect topic. You don't even have to go over to overly explain the topic. You can give me one word if you would like. Purpose of life. Ooh, I love that one. Nice.
Pick me.
There you go. Purpose of life. I don't care what the topic is. Do that, and I'm going to just basically the ones that kind of make the most like commonality, and I'm going to bring you a game next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're interested in coming on stage, as simple as just signing up for the Designing Genius. We have a newsletter, right? Free, doesn't cost anything, but just put your name on our mailing list so that we can poll from our audience to see who wants to come on stage and play with us. So I think my headline next week is going to be "Come Play with Amilya."
I got a topic.
Okay, let's hear it.
Tupperware.
Oh, we got some good ones. Let's look at this. Discovering why.
I have to explain that because I don't want people
traveling. Ooh, I love traveling.
Tara and I swear when we're talking about topics for the week, Tara and I swear that we can give Amilya the topic of Tupperware and she can do an hour on Tupperware.
You know how anal I am that my Tupperware cabinet is labeled.
Oh, there's no surprise in that at all.
Oh, mine. I have lids that no longer go on anything. I have tops without lids, and it drives me crazy. So every couple of months.
Lids don't match. It keeps me up at night.
You know what I do? Every couple of months, I throw all of them away and buy new ones because it drives me crazy.
Oh my God.
Yep, Tupperware. Yeah, I love Tupperware. I love organizing. Label maker is my friend. I de-stress by labeling things.
You've definitely got to come over and spend the weekend.
Yeah, I have an absolute problem. Okay, so can I tell you about what I've been doing? Because I could be brilliant, I could be crazy. It's a very fine line. I think I identify with Christopher Walken, right? I could be crazy, it could be brilliant. really hard to figure out.
There's madness in genius. I mean, there is no genius without madness and a healthy level of crazy. And by the way, if you're not a little crazy, we can't be friends anyway. So I'm glad you are.
So I had so before I digress, right? So for those people who've been following along, I started with Carm for Camille. People don't know Carm. She's a matchmaker. She's all over Clubhouse. I absolutely love her. So I started this journey of dating. So that alone is hysterical. And so the question was, to me, do I identify more crazy or do I identify more brilliant? And I was like, well, isn't that an interesting dating question? And I had to go, wow, I really teeter on that line between brilliant and crazy. I think it would. Oh, look at it! There's my boyfriend. Hi, Alexander. Hi, baby. Oh my, he's like, what? I know. Come through the screen.
He sees you now.
Come through the screen.
He's responding to you now.
All right, so the people on Clubhouse don't think we're going crazy here. We're on video, everybody. Make sure that you're joining us. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that link in the chat in a couple of minutes so you guys can follow along. But yes, Randy just brought his pup, Alexander, and he's sitting, basically, he's now at the mic.
Alexander has his own Instagram. Alexander,
he does. He has an international fan base. He literally does.
Absolutely.
Because he does videos with me to promote Jones.show.
And he loves me. And he loves me. I am his girlfriend. I'm his official girlfriend.
Well, the other thing is, Alec, my headshot for Ruby, the new book, you've seen it. It's me and the dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I told the photographer, I said, make no mistake, this is a photo of a dog that I happen to be in. And that's what I picked.
Yeah, I love it.
Photo of the dog.
So here's what I've been doing. I went back because I'm heavily right into this. I'm trying to create quick games for people to play in their relationships, in their families, with schools. We just dropped our very first accredited college course. I'm so proud of the Designing Genius team who pulled together for that. We are now teaching life skills in colleges. Amen to that. And so I went back to one of my favorite books, which is called 12 and a Half. Anybody flash their mics if they've read 12 and a Half by my buddy Gary V. 12 and a Half is Gary's 6th business book that he put out. And I love it because it's talking about the awakening of moving away from the hard tactical skills into the softer skills and what does it actually mean. And again, for those people who follow Gary, he's always at least like 5 years ahead of the market. He put this book out earlier. I'm sorry, I lied. Late last year, very late last year. I picked it up and I read it then. Gary and I are friends. Cloud Silver, his people officer, is basically one of my heroes. I love that woman. I have a girl crush. And so I re-picked up the book this last week, and I was highlighting and really talking about the vision that he had and where the market is hitting it right now, right? So I'm following a lot of the stuff on LinkedIn. We're writing a lot of articles for LinkedIn about people problems and the complexity of how life is changing. And I am obsessed to the degree, because again, I have a problem. I realize I have a problem. I actually like my problems, so I'm keeping with them. I made a list of things that were actually being identified that people are struggling with, right? You know, what has happened with relationships, marriages, post-COVID, right? We've got a lot of unwound tension and pain that's come out of those relationships. We have children that are 2 years behind in development that has happened, right? So even though they may be freshmen in college, they actually are still at their junior year socially. And we all know that the junior year of high school is so imperative for learning and life skills. And we realized that we just sent out a bunch of freshmen who basically are juniors, and our juniors that are going into the hardest high school year ever, their junior year, having to make some of the biggest choices of their life, are actually only freshmen. So I wanted to bring a tool today from me diving into me, what I think would be beneficial for does anybody actually have kids in high school? Do we have any parents here that have kids that are in either their sophomore or their junior year? You have two? Okay.
So I have two. My girls are sophomore and junior.
Okay. Oh,
that's
mine is a freshman.
Sally, we had so much fun this week, Sally. I've been dreaming about you.
I know. I love you.
Right? I want to go on one of those walks. I want to go
I'm on my walk right now. You should come with me sometime.
Hey,
well, I'm coming out. I'm coming out.
The room was great. You were great on Sally's room, and Sally's a great host.
Oh, Sally's so good,
Thank you,
right?
Randall.
Oh, my
and
God.
you were fabulous. I mean, the whole narcissism thing. I
Mhm.
mean, it seems to be an unlimited.
Well,
source
I'm going
of-
out to see her. She invited me to come out to see her. So, Sally, I'm coming. I'm coming. Hold
I
that
can't
date.
wait. I
That
can't wait to
date's got my
see
name
you.
on it. I'm actually going to go in. And I want to do B-roll because I definitely want to go for the walk.
Okay, let's do it. We'll do
So I'll go for the walk and then I'll come back to the studio stuff. So again, if you're not following Sally, she is, she's the next Steven Spielberg in my world. That's just my point of view, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, amazing, incredible. So here's my tool. Because we have so many children that are literally 2 years behind, and I want to give something that is actually meaningful and helpful, but I'm only going to share it if you guys actually then send me back the difference that it made, right? So no different than what I was saying with stop being a parent and start being a mentor. That helped a lot of parents. And I keep saying, please post that on my IG. Literally just say, hey, what you said helped. That's all you got to do. Just let me know something that I said actually matters. So here's the next one. So we work with a lot of kids. So you see Patricia and Scott and Corey and Tara, a lot of the people up here with the keys. We work with a lot of kids. And here's their biggest angst, right, is they are petrified that they're going to make the wrong decision. Petrified. And we now have 2 years of undeveloped juniors in high school trying to start thinking about what college they want to go to. The biggest gift that you can give your children right here and right now in this moment is to be able to say, we're going to make the very best decision that we can together. We're going to visit campuses. We're going to read reviews. We're going to talk to people. We're going to use the guidance counselors. We're going to do all the fact finding we can to make the best decision. But here's how I'm going to free you from that choice. If you complete your freshman year of college and absolutely hate it, this is not a 4-year death sentence. You can change your mind. We forget to tell our children that they have the right to choose. And if something doesn't work, there's always another solution. And these youngsters are petrified that they're going to make the wrong decisions that's going to dictate the next 4 years of their life. It's too hard of a decision to ask and put upon them. Tell them we're going to do the best that we can. We're going to give it our all for an entire year, and then we're going to regroup to see if it's working. I tell you, this will change the relationship that you have between you and your kids. That's me. I'm done. Got comments? I'm willing to listen.
We got a little text from Tara. Is it Dijon? Dijon has a question.
Yeah, she's in the chat actually. She said, who is this course designed for? Is it only for college bound, currently enrolled, and how and where do we sign up for the course?
No, you can sign up on Designing Genius, which is the link is above. If you're looking for college accreditation, then just shoot us an email and we will give you the link for the college course. Some people want the accreditation because they're working towards a degree. Other people want the accreditation because their companies pay for education, so they need that formal sign, seal, and approval. But if you don't care about it, then you can just go through Designing Genius. This is at the top of the link. But what I can tell you is this: lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of courses out there. Very few meet that benchmark. Very few courses have you heard about here in Clubhouse that actually have the accreditation in order to do that. We are committed with Designing Genius. We are going to put life skills back into our high schools and back into our colleges, even if they hate us and they don't want it. It's okay that they don't want me there. I'm all right with that. I'm going anyway. And we've got a lot of our education. Corey has been in education forever. Tara is in education. Susie, who's here, is on education. Dora Marie has done things in education. We've got a lot of us here that have played in the education space. We believe that we can improve and make some improvements, and we're going to. This isn't
Amelia,
like I think I am. We're going to.
Why would they not want you there? Am I being naive? Okay, I want Amelia everywhere. I mean,
Corey, do you want to just speak on why the education system is not warm, friendly, and receptive?
We're scared of people like you. We want structure, organization, and we want to be able to have data, research, and proof. And it all has to be organized in a way that makes sense to everyone. And I think that particularly with the information that you provide, some of those people really need to have to be in a place to accept it in order to be able to understand what it's going to do for them. And so they have to want to make the change.
Yeah. And education is not about change. Education is about what we know and what we're comfortable, what we're familiar with. And so I'm not familiar. And so, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter of my audience. I'm okay that my audience may not be ready. And I'm okay that the audience may feel that I trigger them. And I'm okay that the audience doesn't want to welcome me because, again, most of us don't sit there and go, oh, I want to welcome discomfort and change. No, we don't do that. And that's okay because I know that my heart is aligned and we have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of testimony how much the work has changed others. We have them here in Clubhouse. You've got people right here in Clubhouse who've gone through, right, and been exposed to what behaviorism, behavior modification, all this stuff is. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can talk to your friends and your colleagues right here. But I'm determined to do that. So, I just want to be able to give kudos to the fact that we are in the fall semester. We've got more stuff coming out for spring of next year, which I'm really excited about. And we're going to continue to go into the areas where people are uncomfortable to put in a new foundation so that we can grow and heal together. So again, if you are in the back chat, I'm looking at what topics you would like me to create for you for games for next week.
But Amilya, just to go a little bit further on that, is that it's not that what you're providing is something new, really, right? Because we're going to be teaching them how to change the understanding and perspective of transitioning what they already have into whatever industry they're going to be going into. And you're helping them reassess the foundational base of those skills in helping them understand what they're really seeing.
Oh, yes, Amilya did not create behaviorism. This is not an Amilya thing. It's been around forever. And you can go all the way back to Greek mythology on how humans, right, created a story on why the sun rose and the moon, whatever. Right? As humans, we seek to understand. And so all I'm trying to do is provide tools for that understanding, what that means to you. And then if something isn't fitting quite right, what the behavior modification tool is for movement. So no, nothing that I do is new. This is not new. It just, we have removed life skills from our schooling. Some of us, like me, who are older than dirt, we remember home economics in school. We remember in elementary school, I took my first mini psych class, talking about how do I think and how do I feel and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff used to be in schools. And if we didn't find it in our schools, it was tightly knit in our community, right? We used to have a community. This is one of my favorite things to do when I talk about relationships, especially intimate relationships. We used to have our community as part of the responsibility to satisfy the requirements in a relationship, right? So it used to be, like if we go back 50 years, part of what we needed to be as a human, connecting, belonging, intimacy, purpose, meaning, why, all of that was done by the community. There was a matriarch of the community. There were mentors in the community. The community embraced you to help you figure out what you were good at. Now, wait for it, people. Now, we rely 100% on our life partner to do all of those things. So all of the things that used to be provided by the community, we now have all of that pushed upon our life partner. And you wonder why the divorce rate and the unhappiness is so high. You put unrealistic expectations on our partner, which notoriously for years was done in the community. That's why arranged marriages had a better success rate than today's managers, because arranged marriages were done by the community to support the couple within the community. Now, I am not suggesting we go back to arranged marriage. Nobody say that that's what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is in the formula for success, the community played an active part of fulfillment. Now, the only person playing that part of fulfillment is the life partner. And it's too much. It's too much. So we have to change the formula. And that's part of what we do in the Designing Genius for Couples. But that's my 2 cents. Hopefully somebody just said, wow, I am dirt. No,
hey,
I'm dirt.
Amelia, you're not dirt. No way. It's Dale here. I'm really sorry to jump in. Why is it like that in the UK as well, though? Why? It's exactly the same over here. I'm going into a school next week, and I'm really focusing heavily on confidence, nutritional elements, everything to do with life skills, home economics that you've been speaking about. And you're on the other way of the pond. Why is it over here in the UK as well? Why is it so global? I'm so confused.
Well, so again, the UK normally, traditionally, has been ahead of the US, right? European mindset is far less conservative than America. Canadians are a little less conservative than those in the UK. And then there's Americans. Americans, because most of us have not traveled, because there's just a statistic, right? So less than 50% of Americans have a passport. And out of those people who have a passport, less than 25% of them have actually used them to go anywhere other than Mexico and Canada. So we're very naive in America, and we think we're open-minded. Actually, we're the most conservative in North America. Because so much of American mindset, American food, American craft has now entered into Europe, you now are suffering from the same limited mindset of Americans. Scary but true. Europeans were never, ever a size average of 14 until the entrance of the American food system. Never. Now that's the average. Because they're adopting our mindset, and we're so willful as Americans that we're right and everybody else is wrong. We don't have the mindset to say, what do we learn about history? What do we learn about our culture? What do we learn? We're the only country that doesn't have history, right? You anywhere else in the world, you see, generations, years of history. That's why we like to travel, right? We go, wow, I can't believe this building has been here for 1,000 years. We don't have that. In America, we tear it down and start again.
I was going to say, unfortunately, in America, we tend to tear down monuments and statues and everything else to erase history that is inconvenient. And that's what we do
in our marriages.
Yeah.
That's what we do in our marriages.
It's a disposable. It's unfortunately a disposable society, which it's terrible, and we need to start making that change. And it starts with one conversation, one person, each one of us making a difference, right? Each one teach one, which is what we're doing here, by the way. So thank you, by the way. We are at the bottom of the hour, so I'm going to grab the mic to do a quick rim reset. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And, of course, Randy bringing up I Am the Dirt. By the way, if you're not joining us on YouTube, make sure you do that. I just posted the link again in the chat so you can follow along and watch the antics of Amelia and Randy, and, well, me as well, but as they dance around the screen and all the little different things that are happening. So thank you again for joining us. This is the 11 o'clock hour of Breakfast with Champions on Friday. It is the new and improved Amelia and Randy show, of course, and it's Jones show, by the way. Yeah. Randy likes me to when I say that. And of course, we invite you to click the link at the top, designinggenius.com. Click the link, get the book, get into the program. It is absolutely, it's just gold. And if you go through the program, you will not regret it. So make sure that you're joining that. Join the community. And of course, we invite you to share this room onto Clubhouse, onto your hallway, so people know that you're here and you can invite them in. Of course, ping people in individually. And if you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, please make sure that you're sharing this video. Let's make it go viral, because this is what we need to make go viral, not so much of the BS that is out there. So with that said, I'm going to throw the mic back at you, Amelia.
There's so much BS here. There's so much BS here.
Yes, but this is the fun BS, right? We're having fun. And you know what? Fun has to be part of the component. It's Fun Friday, Freaky Friday, whatever you want to say. If you're not having fun, you ain't doing it right.
The dirt. So, Amelia, we've lost you.
You're muted, Amelia. You're muted.
Amelia keeps saying I'm older than dirt. And
Yeah.
I'm like, every time you say you're younger than me, which is why I'm holding up a sign that says I am dirt because I'm a week away from 60 because you're younger than me. So when you say you're older than dirt, hello.
Okay, so that means if you're dirt, I'm worm. You're
Yeah,
the dirt, and I'm the worm.
yeah.
Okay, I'll be
I
a
am
worm.
dirt, you are worm. Okay,
I'm a worm.
I will go with that. I will
There
go
we
with
go.
that. Okay,
And,
okay.
and Dale, if you need any help over there, please, you have brothers and sisters right here in this room that will help and lean in because we're one big happy family here. I am really working with Jacqueline, one of our sisters. I am damned and determined to speak in London. Somehow I'm getting there, and I'm leaning on some of my brothers and sisters from the other side of the pond to see if there's somewhere I can add value onto some event or something over there, because I really think we have to take a look at this from a global perspective on what we have, because it's not a U.S. problem. It's not a North American problem. We have a huge gap that is happening here with the complexity of people problems, and I think we have to put it together in order to solve it. Matter of fact, I'm going to be at the media event at the United Nations next Friday, working with the United Nations as we lean into some of the global issues.
That's amazing, Amelia. So it's funny because I'm actually going over to Michigan in October to do a talk about this in Detroit, which I'm so excited about. It's crazy how I'm flying over there to your side of the pond and you're flying over here to this side of the pond. But I do know that there's a lady called Morella who got John Lee on her stage. We all know John Lee. So John Lee was over here. If there's, I've got a very, very good relationship with Sean Fair, who's operating Leaders Academy over here in the UK, who's actually American, and John Lee himself, and Morella, who owns Global Woman. So it's probably worth a conversation outside if you want.
I would love to. And I'm a huge fan of John. I jump in his room anytime he pings me over there. I'm on his membership list as well. I think he's fascinating. And what I love is he's such a young guy. Like, he has such a feel of like the old wisdom, 60 plus guy. And he's not. He's a puppy. He's a puppy. He's a young guy.
He's an old soul, but
right?
a young puppy.
I was looking at a picture of him and his family on Instagram this week. And I'm like, oh, look how cute, John's son and his whole family. And people are like, no, that's John. I'm like, oh, my God, he's 12. He's 12 years old. I'm like, I love him even more now.
I love this conversation. This is some good stuff.
Awesome. Anything you need, and for sure, ping me. Let me know when you're heading over. Detroit is such an interesting historic city for us because Detroit was an icon of America at one point in time. And some of the decisions that we have made in the United States destroyed one of our iconic cities. I worked in the economic development team in Detroit, Kid Rock, and a lot of because again, I've been in entertainment for so long. It's such a rich city. And for the people who have stuck it out there because they love the city, that is the heart of America. That is the heart of America right there. People who refuse to quit. And unfortunately, we usually only see the heart of America during disasters. Like, Americans show up best during 9/11, Storm Sandy, the stuff that happened down in New Orleans. Like, when we have tragedy, we show up in our highest and best self. But on a day-to-day basis, I just wonder what happens to that part of our heart that we have to have tragedy for Americans to show our beautiful sunshine.
Who the man is who's been talking to you, he sounds exactly like Panache Desai. It's freaking me out.
I know. Another great, amazing, right? Oh, we love him. Oh, we love him.
Like Panache, but you sound so much like Panache Desai. I'm like, Panache, is that you? Is that you?
No, it's actually not. He's under. Let me see, what line is he on? He's underneath you. Hang on. He is.
Did he just cart?
Randall, I'm pointing.
No,
at you,
he's
Randall.
second to the bottom, right in the middle. He's got a really cool, like, aqua background. Yeah.
Okay, we'll just call him Panache Jr.
Dale.
Yeah.
We'll just call him Panache Jr. And now I find out, I just want to know my takeaways from the show. Now I know that at 60, I become an old soul. You do realize you just did that to me, right? Oh, I'm 60, I'm an old soul. Now you've defined 60 as old.
And what is wrong with being an old soul? That's actually a compliment.
Right?
Well, I'm just adjusting to the fact. The cool thing is, I really do like the discounts for the movie theaters because movies cost like $45 a piece now to go to. So I'm all about that discount at the movies. So
is there actually anybody going inside a movie theater?
I have.
Yeah, I take my son. And by the way, it was weird. After I turned 50, I got the AARP application. Is that a thing after 50? I thought that was only after 60. What's up with that?
Yeah, get you right away. They get you. I just think I got mine before 50.
And by the way, you can get a senior discount at IHOP when you're 55.
Oh, no. I know it because I'm obsessed with IHOP. I can't believe you mentioned that. I mean, I like put IHOP logos on my forehead when I go in and take pictures. IHOP should love me. I'm obsessed with IHOP. And on my 55th birthday, I went to IHOP. Seriously.
That's hilarious.
I know you've got a sticker somewhere in the house, Randy. You should go and grab it and stick it on your forehead for those of us that are watching on video.
We'll get an IHOP sticker to put on my forehead for a show.
So listen, I do Great Bunny. I'm a Great Bunny, so we can be IHOP. Like you'll be the I and I'll be the hop.
So Amelia is now hopping around the screen. You guys are missing it. Click that link that I put in the chat.
That's our new sponsor. I will be the bunny. I have a whole bunny costume.
IHOP
I will be
love
happy.
me. I do more for IHOP. I wrote about my love for IHOP in my first book. I literally go to IHOP. I post about IHOP. I put their logo on my book. IHOP should love me. So, okay.
Well, listen, if you guys keep talking about bunnies, you're going to bring out the hunter in me because I'm kind of like that Elmer Fudd.
Amelia, bring your
I don't like the
bunny
bunny.
outfit to
No,
LA.
that.
We'll sit at some bars.
Oh,
With some guys.
Okay. Amelia, before we got to do something.
That's the way we're going to get dates. I'm going to go
That's the way
in
we're
in
gonna
a bunny
ride
outfit.
in LA.
There we go.
Well, listen, if you put on those bunny ears and that bikini, that works out really well too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's the guy I really want. Yeah. I don't know about the bikini part. I look better upside down now than I do right side up. So the bikini part go back in place. So I only have sex in this position. I mean, that's the only way so that everything goes back where it needs to go.
Oh, that is too freaking
On
funny.
the video feed, you're really missing out now because sex positions on.
And
I
just got the visual.
I'm really not sure what's going on here. I just walked back
Hey,
in and
Toby,
heard
can you tell everybody how they can see you guys right now on YouTube?
All right.
Please.
I just put the link again in the chat, so I'm going to see if I can drop it again. Let's see. There we go. I just dropped now. You know what? Clubhouse says you've shared it already. So here we go. I'm going to just put link and just copy that link, and you can jump on on YouTube to watch. Too freaking funny.
Yeah, because again, people don't get a chance because I'm always showing up as the behaviorist. They don't get to see the other parts of my personality that are really, really goofy, right? But that's how I learn, right? You have to remember that humans don't learn inside of the conflict, right? You're triggered by your defensive mechanism, which is really controlled by your ego and everything else. And so you don't have the opening to actually learn. That's why self-reflection is so important. Journaling is so important because especially if you're going through a lot of emotions, a lot of drama, a lot of conflict, you have to sit down and go, what am I learning here? What am I feeling? What's going on? What's my side? What's their side? What's the situational side? You have to really be able to do that because what happens is we keep repeating the same mistake over and over again because we never give ourselves time to reflect, to really understand what is going on. And so if you get out of a relationship, if you get out of a job opportunity, if you get out of a friendship, anytime something ends, which is in numerology, that's the 9, the ending, you have to go through the reflection of the 1 to restart so that you don't keep relearning the same lesson over and over and over and over again, right? And so for those people that are in the dating world, since I'm doing a lot of that these days, you have to understand the timeline that somebody finished the last relationship and what was their next move. Because if they got out of the relationship and they're getting into the next relationship, their mindset is, I'm going to fill you in this hole that I have, right? They're feeding from outside, thinking that happiness, fulfillment, and the next relationship is going to be fixed by that next person. That was the problem that they had in the relationship they just got out of. Right? That person didn't make me happy. That person didn't make me fulfilled. That person didn't do all these things. External thinking, which means they're just going to repeat the same pattern. You don't want to be that person. Don't be somebody's pattern. You want to be able to demonstrate healthy behaviors to say, I got out of this relationship. Here's what I did to work on myself. And then you're looking for the language. This is what Sally and I were ranting about this week. You're looking for the language that says, this part of my life ended. Here's what I could have done differently so that you can hear the responsibility of even somebody who could be in the running to be the gift of you. So when people go, I hate this person, I hate that person, it was that person's fault, she was crazy, he was crazy, he sucks, that is bad dating material. Move on. Swipe. Whatever I can't figure out if it's left or right. Whatever way you got to swipe the way you don't know. Swipe no, because they're not ready for you. They're not ready for you. They haven't done the personal work. You're looking for somebody who's already done the work to say, here's where I have to take responsibility. Here's what I could have done differently. Because in any situation, any and all situations, there's something you could have done differently. There always is. And if they think there's nothing they can do differently, then you're getting in a relationship with somebody who makes decisions based on their ego. Swipe no.
I love it. Yeah, listen, and by the way, every ending is a new beginning, right? It just opens the door to something else. And you said something that triggered this quote that says that God didn't lift you up or pick you up just for you to fall down over the same thing that knocked you down. And by the way, a couple of things. Welcome, Jessica, that's listening to us on LinkedIn or watching us on LinkedIn. Iman, Dora Maria, and Sean Shapiro just joined us on YouTube as well. Others have joined us as well. I can't see you until you make a comment. And of course, Dr. Sean Shapiro did ask, because he's now watching on video, says, what's that only position you're using now, Amilya?
I felt bad because
This
you're
way.
talking away about
Dr.
important
Sean, so
stuff.
everything goes back in place. Unless you can put it back in place, because I know you got magic hands, so you know how to use a chiropractor. You can put things back in place. But right now, I need to put my butt and my boobs back into alignment. So upside down is
I saw
my
that
preference.
comment, and I started to laugh, and then I thought, oh my God, Amelia thinks I'm laughing at what she's saying. I'm laughing because Sean asked that, and it cracked me up.
And by the way,
I love Dr. Sean.
by the way, Amelia,
I have a heartstring for Dr. Sean.
if you're not watching the chat, on the top right hand of your screen, there should be a little bubble that says chat. Click on that so that way you're watching the chat that's coming in live.
And Dr. Sean is over there rating my sexual position. So, you can put that in the chat, too.
Well, I've been writing that.
You know where I am. You know where I am.
He's so much fun. You guys got to be
Actually,
following Dr.
no,
Sean.
she does not know where I am. She still thinks I'm somewhere out west, and I'm not. She
Well,
does not
because
know
you
where New
feel like
Hampshire is.
such a California boy. You feel like California.
Oh, I'm never going to California now, and you know why. So.
He's
No,
north.
no.
Me neither. Just saying.
I'm only going to California to see Sally. That's it.
I would go to see Sally, absolutely, but I will never be a California boy. I just cannot do that. to
Yes.
myself.
I know. A lot of us left. I was a longboard surfer in San Diego, and I finally had to say, okay, my time here has come. I am now no longer there, but I'm moving again.
Party in
so.
California. Let's go. You moving to California?
No, I'm not actually. I think I'm going south. I'm south. I am trying to get Nate to help me get set up in Nashville. So I am bothering Nate on a full-time basis, trying to help me get to Nashville.
Oh my
Nice.
God! If you're relying on Nate as
Don't laugh. Don't laugh. He's helping.
I mean, I love Nate. I'll do anything for Nate, but I would not count on him to find me a place to live. That's for sure.
I don't know about the actual place to live, but I need to narrow down. I'm not living in downtown Nashville. I'll have an office there, but I am heading south.
By the way, Amelia, my Hottie Batati trainer, Micah, moved to Nashville. So when you move there, I'll introduce you if you need a trainer.
Oh, are you kidding? I need a lot of things. Yes, I'll take. I need all the friends I can get in either North Carolina or Nashville.
I can hook you up.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, south. I gotta get out of New York. It's just not working. Not working.
Yeah, that's
my
that's
sister
even worse than living in Jersey.
I love Jersey though, but again, let's.
So do I, but it's the politics. Between the politics and the cold winters, I'm getting tired of it too.
I'm done. I'm going south.
They make it anywhere. It's the heartbeat of the world. I heart New York.
Yeah, no.
I like New York. I don't love it anymore.
I do love New York. Don't get me wrong. But there's just so much money that I put into the market here that goes nowhere that I could use that same amount of money to really give somebody a new start, a restart, a leg up. I want my money to go farther, and I can't do that in New York. I just can't do that. I can help and serve in such a better way with my own resources if I get into a better user-friendly state that supports entrepreneurship. Because there's, again, I can open doors for a lot of people. So why would I not want to maximize that? Coming back to New York, I'm a hermit anyway. I don't leave my house. So even though I live in New York, I don't leave.
Well, not to mention Governor Hochul just told everyone that doesn't agree with her or is conservative in any way to leave the state. So, everybody's got to leave.
There we go. I'm following directions. You asked me to leave, I'm going to leave. Okay, thank you. I'll send a thank you note.
Boom.
Questions? Can we answer? We're answering over here. Is there anybody we can serve? Is there anybody in the back chat that I can actually serve?
You know what, Amelia? I want to say something, and I know I've been talking this morning, but I have to tell you that because we did the narcissism room and all that stuff, but before that, you had done another room that was brilliant, like always, all your rooms. I never miss Friday. But good morning. But one thing that changed, and I have to say this out loud because you changed, transformed my life the other day as mom. And I want to tell you a quick update because you said to me, I'm raising a sophomore and a junior, two teenage daughters, and you said to me that I need to go from being a mom to sort of thinking like a mentor, mentoring my daughters. And I sat with both of them after that conversation with you on Clubhouse, and I said, I want to start shifting. And I don't know if I was supposed to tell them, but I told them, and I'll tell you, the look in their eyes when they were like, wow, they felt so loved by me that I would actually have a transformation or actually do a change to show them how much I love them and how much, I want them to do great things in life. I want them to be people that transform other people's lives. And so I started thinking that way more than just that authoritative mom figure. I'm thinking more like I'm going to mentor my daughters for the next couple years of their lives. And they're so excited about it. And our relationship just this last week has been so good. So I just want to say thank you to you that you're so freaking brilliant. And I can't wait for you to be here. And I would love for you to meet my daughters. They want to meet you because they want to know which woman said this. So I just wanted to share that for real.
Let me say before, Amelia, you talk, this is what I said earlier. And I have to reiterate the importance of that. I heard that on the room as well. My kids are 31 and 33. Had I had conceptually the idea of start to mentor them, seriously, that 18 to 28, man, that would have been 300 times easier than it was.
And here's the beauty of that. So, Sally, now that you've landed that, right, now that you've said, listen, I'm going to change the relationship I have with you, and I'm now going to be a mentor, now the fun begins. This is what I love about Designing Genius Games. Now you get to invite them into a mentoring experience. So now you invite them to an address or an unknown location, and you share with them an experience, a mentoring experience, very similar that Steven Spielberg does for you, right? He's your mentor, and he invites you into these experiences. Now you get to invite them into experiences. So, I've done all kinds of things for my daughter. So I invited her into seeing Moulin Rouge on Broadway. And we had some interesting conversations, everything from the outfit to the characters to her position on sexuality versus sensuality versus intimacy. We invited her into an experience that opened up all kinds of conversations afterwards, right? And so now you get to be a mentor to not tell them right and wrong, to be able to have a mentoring relationship. I wanted to know, what did she see? What was her favorite character? Why was that the favorite character? What did she like, right? Because she's 15. So she's starting to get very curious about, right, sex. And so the first thing that I started was, do you know the difference between sex, sensuality, right, and sexuality? Do you know the differences between those? And so the next thing that she wanted to do was, because Moulin Rouge is a little bit more sex seduction, is I took her to a burlesque show and showed her that back in the 1920s, the art of seduction was done tenfold. This is where women don't understand their power. See, years ago, the woman chose, not the man, the woman chose. She very, very seductively dropped her handkerchief, and he picked it up. Do you think she really dropped her handkerchief? No, she did not, right? She did it intentionally to show interest. And then he then received the interest and walked in. The art of seduction, right, versus just sex. This is what our young people don't understand, because they see so much sex, they don't realize that the richness in it is in the other two. And so as a mentor, you can expose them to it. So now, again, I have a 15-year-old. If you guys only have with that, sometimes she comes down dressed. And I'm like, okay, that's a wonderful sex, right, expression, right? You're expressing yourself in sex. Is that how you would like to lead, or would you like to be a little bit more seductive or a little bit more sensual? And she was like, well, I actually would like to be sensual. I'm like, would you like help modifying that outfit to give the outcome that you're actually looking for, right? And so this is mentorship, right? Not parenting. Parenting, I'm like, holy shit, you're not walking out of the house like that. That's parent. Mentorship is like, what is it that you're looking to portray? Sex, sensuality, right? And so now we have a mentoring conversation.
Well, you know what? First of all, that was brilliant because, yeah, nowadays these girls, I'm like, what are you wearing? So obviously I'm going to switch my vocabulary. But I have to tell you, Amilya, that the beautiful thing about life is that when we allow things to happen, it will actually, we take those steps. Like, for instance, last year I started this girl empowerment program in high school. You know, I told you this. But because I had that experience of mentoring 60 girls in high school out here in LA, now I know what it feels like to mentor girls. So now I have that experience to do what you just taught me. This is why we have to allow experiences to happen and say yes more and not be afraid. So I just love it.
And intentionally invite other characters, right? You know, I have a son and I have a daughter, right? So and I'm a single mom. I've always been a single mom. With my son, I invited different flavors of men into my life so that David could see the different types of energies, right? Could choose how he wanted to develop as a man. For my daughter, I'm inviting different forms of women into my life so that she can figure out where she identifies. I can't have my ego say she's going to identify with me. There's parts of me, right? But there's parts of other women that are in my life. Like, I love my daughter getting to know Tara, right? Because that's a different side of feminine. I'm feminine, but differently than she is. Patricia, love Patricia. Thinks she gets right. So you have to invite the cast of characters into your life so your children can choose how they want to identify. The problem is we give too much of a limited selection. We bring people that are just like us into their lives. And what do our kids say? I don't like you or your friends. Well, your friends are not interesting. They're just different versions of you. Bring in interesting. Now your kids want to hang out.
By the way, Amilya, I think we have our topic for next Friday for the 9 o'clock hour. We should be talking about masculine, feminine energy and what that means. Because in today's world, unfortunately, if you open up a door for a woman, if it's the wrong woman, she's like, I can open up my own damn door. And then they wonder why people don't open doors anymore. So this is a great.
Me.
It's well, no, not you, but yet that happens a lot. And I think.
Why do women do that? Like, let the man open the door for goodness sake.
The feminist movement has now been broken, is what I think. But anyway, that's the great conversation for other men. And of course, you guys got to be on it because Randy just put up hashtag flavors of men. Okay. And there goes Amilya as a little bunny hopping around the screen. So listen, before we pass it off, and I'm going to pass it to Amilya to close out, I'm just going to say again, thank you for being here. Remember that we are here at from 9 to 10 a.m. in Breakfast with Champions every Friday. And again, the new and improved Amilya and Randy show from 11 to 12. So we just thank you for being here and continue to share this. Invite your friends. If you joined us on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook today, thank you so much for that. Feel free to share that video. Feel free to go back and listen and watch that video and share it as well. We thank you again. And Amilya, I'm going to give it to you to close out again. And Amilya, Randy, another great hour as always. Appreciate you both. And have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you. Everybody have a great Memorial Day. No, Labor Day weekend.
Labor
Day weekend.
I want to go back to the beginning of summer. I want to go back to the beginning of summer.
And we are. So please get ready. So next Monday, we're going to go after masculine and feminine energy. And I'm going to give you a game. So bring your friends, bring your partners, right? We're going to
next Friday.
That's right. Next Friday, 9 a.m. And at 11 a.m., Randy and I are going to have a surprise for you.
It's such a big surprise, I don't even know what it is.
Is it more flavors of men? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, can we do that?
Hashtag
can we have flavors of men?
I'm just so happy to know that I'm a flavor of man that you chose to bring into your life. So thank you.
Oh
so
my
much.
God, are you kidding?
Wait,
me?
does that mean I'm also one of the flavors? I'm just.
Absolutely, yeah. Are you kidding? Listen, Tony, you and your wife and Randy and his husband, you guys have such a beautiful relationship. It's just so beautiful to watch, right? And so from the outside, for us that are selectively single, we can point to something to say that it does exist. When people say to me, oh, what you're asking for doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, oh, let me introduce you to all of my friends and all of my couple friends who live that relationship. I know it exists. There's plenty of evidence, right? And so you guys are living demonstration of what it takes. And, I've known Randy forever here. His relationship isn't just magical. They work at it.
Well, yeah, it does get that. And we're cutting in a little bit, but you know what? And this goes back to the beginning. We kept ourselves alive while we raised the kids. So when our kids left, I cried. I went crazy. I lost my mind when I dropped them off at college. Now, I didn't realize at the time they were going to keep coming back. I mean, we moved 5 states and the damn kids tracked us down, so they kept coming back. But Derek and I never lost us as a couple. We never lost who we were during that time. So when we had an empty nest, we were still basically dog guys. We still had dogs.
Yeah.
So
and I was at Tony's 50th birthday, and Lucy, his wife, if you see the way she looks at him, your heart will cry. Your heart will cry.
Yeah, I am a lucky man.
Yeah, she looks at him today just as she always has. He is her hero. Absolutely her hero. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And we've got to get to the point where we celebrate that. We have to celebrate the goodness that's around us, because that's what then, brings that energy into our lives as well. And so I'm grateful for the two of you. I'm grateful for everybody that is listening. I feel sorry for the social media show, because they're always like, why do you guys hand us craziness at the handoff of the hour?
Don't be sorry. Keep going.
Keep going.
So what are you guys up to for this Labor Day weekend? How's the social media show? How are you, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm doing fantastic. I got my daughter's birthday party coming up, so I got a lot of planning coming after later today for tomorrow.
Nice.
And by the way, Amelia, I just want to say, if you PTR, actually, this is a picture that was taken not long ago, and it's one of my favorite pictures of my wife looking at me. Just thought I'd share that. But thank you for reminding me of that, because we all need reminders.
Yeah.
She looked at me like this. Once again, it was a visual. If y'all aren't following the stream, you're not seeing the faces.
Okay, well, we're going to hand over the mic. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Please be safe, and please hug somebody during this holiday. Send them some love. A lot of people get very, very, very lonely during this time. So please do the 111. Call somebody just to check into it. Introduce somebody to somebody else, and give one small gift, even if it's just a smile or a hug. The holidays are where we lose so many of our amazing people. So please love on somebody today. And I with gratitude, pass the mic.